Alright, it's Chun Chun here, and for today's topic, we're going to talk about the tax lien investment strategy. What is tax lien? Tax lien actually is the owner of the land or the property that they not pay the government the tax, so that their property is getting auctioned by the government. They need to pay a lot of tax. The tax already accumulated by them, so they owe the tax. They need to settle the tax. If not, their property you're getting auctioned from the government, they will come up to the market and get auctioned in the below market price. So that when we talk about tax lien, now you're gonna know that how you go and acquire the tax lien strategy. So the step one, you need to know that you need to earn in the interest rate, or you want to acquire the property. You need to have your mindset when you go into the investment strategy of tax lien. And then the first thing you need to know is when you come about interest rate investment strategy, which means that you can have a lot of cash. You go and settle the amount of tax first. The owner already owe the tax, so that they can pay you the interest. So the interest is very high interest, maybe can reach out until about 18% of the interest. So this method is for you if you want to go and do it. Is for the people who want to target for short-term investment and then want to desire have the cash flow, or little or no one for the long-term growth. And then this is good use for extra cash for you, and you want to have some retire money for you to invest. And then this is a stop term, because the people who owe the government the tax go and settle, so they will pay you the interest. That's the thing that in the short term for the tax lien strategy. And what about for the next step is the property acquisition investment strategy, which means that you want to own that property, which means that you want to target this is the people who already they cannot pay the tax already, so you wait for them to getting auction the property, to get auction or foreclosure. So that for this method for you is if you want to target for investment in long term, and then you want to desire to foreclosure and own the property, and then the property could be redeveloped in a June or later will appreciate the value, so that you want to acquire the property and then get the kind of exchange or leverage opportunity. That's the long-term investment strategy you want to acquire. Then step number two, after you already identify which one you want to step into investment, so come into step number two. You need to know your tax lien investment criteria. Which type of criteria that you want to do is for criteria of interest rate investing criteria. If you target for short term, then you need to know the rate of the return, how many percent you can get the money, and then the level of the risk, and then the amount willing to risk to hold the property, the length time to hold the property. This one you need to look at the criteria. And then what about property acquisition investment criteria? When you want to acquire the property, that first you need to know the criteria is the likelihood foreclosure on the property, and then second is likelihood the owner or other lien holder will pay off the lien or not. And then yes, you prefer to wait until foreclosure. You need to wait. You need to have a patience to wait their property to be auctioned. And then maybe you have some property tax you may have to pay in the future. You need to know the criteria of this. When you come about want to acquire the property, or you waiting for the property to getting auction, so that you can go and bid it and you can get the investment of the property as a long term. Normally is the law land or develop the underlying property, that will be, or the improved property, the industrial, commercial, office building, multi-family housing, single family house. This one is the criteria that all you need to know, that which one you want to choose. And then when you come about talking about this, every investor sure need to know about the rate of return that you need to know. And then do you want the property to cash flow? This one you need to figure out. And then how much the cash flow is required for you to put down. And then the location is the concentration location or not. And then whether the property will be appreciated or not. And then what is your maximum holding period of the property? And then what is the tax benefit you're expecting from the property? And this one you need to figure out. When you come about tax lien investing, actually you need to know the rate of return surely, the cash flow, geographic location, expected appreciation, maximum hold period, tax benefit expected. This is the simplifier for you to go and understanding when you want to step into it. Then come into step number 3. You need to evaluate the tax lien investment. And then when you come about what we talk about interest rate investment, and then this one is short-term one, you need to target the property actually is the already improved property or already renovation, or owner occupied property, or owner with other liens due to tax bill sent to the wrong address, which means that the people don't pay the tax because of they are sending to the wrong address. So for this type of property, is normally they are less likely to be abandoned by the owner because they want to hold the property. So you can use for short term, you can pay the tax first, so you get the interest rate. For this method, you can get the short term one if you want to target in interest rate investment. Then what about the bid process when you want to come about to bid this kind of investment? And then normally the property is remote area of state. You need to target the property, which means that it's remote the area of state that nobody want to bid, and then the property is small or in odd shape, the street is not small, or the property has undesirable feature. So this kind of property is seldom people want to go and bid and then own the property. So you can go and settle their tax payment so that you can earn the interest rate, and then slowly you can get from them. This is a short-term interest rate investment for you want to step into it. What about if you want to target to get the property acquisition investment, which means that you want to get the property, you want to wait for the foreclosure come, and then you go and bid and then you own the property. And then for this method, actually you need to target the abandoned property that actually the owner already forgot about the property, or the date of the property owner, or property is clear of the other lines, property has several years of back taxes, and then outstate of owner, which means that no people already want that property, so actually you can go and target and then acquire it. When you want to come to bid this type of investment property, you want to acquire it, so you need to target the property actually is the near the development property, which means that it's a potential area for you go and own it. And then property is in a redevelopment area also, and then the area actually is likely to be developed for you. So this method is the bid process, differentiate between the interest rate and the property acquisition investment for you want to own. Then we come into step number 4. Then you need to do diligently to know about the lien actually got risk. And then the first one is the property risk, property owner risk. You need to figure out whether the property owner will getting bankruptcy or not. If not, you'll be in trouble, because when the owner getting bankruptcy, your property will be holding it there. And then risk number 2, you need to know that the property owned by an active member of military or not. Then risk number 3 is the property is owned by someone who live out of the country, so that you're very difficult to find them to go the process. Risk number 4, you need to know that the property owned by a minor. Risk number 5 is property owned by mentally disabled person or not. Risk number 6 is you need to know the property owned by the government or not. If the property is owned by the government, you will get nothing else actually. So how you gonna know? And then the risk is the property that you need to do all the system, all the survey, everything else, research you need to know. Not just about the risk of the property, but the process of lien also. Maybe will affect your litigation cost. You need cost to do the litigation, and then the dispute of ownership, and then disposition of the other liens, and then this process will cost you money also. And then not just about the property risk, also you need to go and study that actually have risk and they also. For property risk is the environmental risk that you need to do the research, because if got some metal hazard thing that, for example, that dangerous mineral in there, so will make you cost you money to go and clean up all the materials. And then you need to know the value of the property also, because if not, you purchase overpriced property, so you are in trouble, because it hardly for you to go and sell out or go and develop. So when you know about your risk that you will face, so after that, come on step number 5, you need to forming your team, which means that the real key to investment, real estate investing for you, the team member to you. So who must be in your team is the first is the someone who research for the available tax line. Then the second person is you need to have someone to identify the tax line that found within your tax lane strategy, which one you want, is it short term or the long term one. And then number 3, you want someone to evaluate the tax lane that found within your strategy, evaluate, know the property value. And then step number 4 is you need to complete the due diligence of risk, research everything else to go and do it the next. So when we come about, you need to have this kind of person. Who are them? Actually, the first is the real estate appraiser or real estate valuer. This person will help you go and evaluate or valuation the property in the market price or not, or below the market price. This is the first person. Then the second person is a real estate banker or mortgage banker. You can do everything loan stuff, even though when you acquire a property, you can do refinance through the banker. They will help you. So number 3 is real estate attorney. These people are getting you, help you to do through all the foreclosures, all the legal stuff, everything lines process. Number 4 is tax lien auction bidder. So if you don't want to go and bid by yourself, you can hire a person. They can help you go and bid the property that you want. So number 5 is bookkeeper. Bookkeeper is help you to track all the property you acquire, all the investment, property tax in numbers form, help you to go and record it. Number 6 is property manager. If you want to plan to acquire to improve the property, or you want to acquire the land and then do some development. And then number 7 is real estate broker or real estate agent. When you acquire the property or real estate, it can help you to go and sell the property for you. Number 8 is the banker to handle financial transaction about all the things that you want to acquire. Number 9 is the CPA to assist with you tax aspect, everything tax, lien investing, and then property transaction. It help you. Number 10 is foreclosure assistant to follow through all the details of foreclosing on the tax lien, obtaining clear title for you. Then number 11 is the wealth coach or mentor. Actually the experienced people that you need to surround with them, so that they can help you or teach you. You can learn by them, so it keep you easily go and do your investment. So you setting up your team. Now come to step number 6 is you need to setting up tax lien investment system. You need to have a system go through and how you can acquire the property and do an investment. The first system you need to know is the due diligence system. You need to have a team to do all the research, and then you need to ask yourself the question. You need to go and find your criteria. This system you need to have. And then the second system is investment reporting system, monitoring all everything research do in the report form, so you can go through the report, you can study well, be detailed, so you can know everything else. So number 3 is the auction system. You need to have the people or procedure to help you go and bid the tax lien auction and then get the property from you. And then the next is the foreclosure procedure, and you need to have the complete list of steps for your foreclosure assistant to follow, beginning, handling, completing the foreclosure process, obtaining clear title to the property when the owner actually cannot afford the tax, so that their property getting auctioned, so you can acquire the property easily. Then the last is the sales procedure for real estate, and then this one is the real estate agent or real estate broker. You will have them to help you when you acquire the property, so you can sell it out and then get money. So this is system you need to plan, and then after you learning all the knowledge you have, so you can digest it and then you form it up, and then you can go into your investment strategy, everything. So this is for today. See you.